Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we say glory and adoration to the Most High Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Bashem Rakah Kwadash. Yoruba Kingdom, the tribe of Judah, the old lion of the nation of Israel of God, the rebirth of the royal kingdom of God back on earth. Okay, the Yoruba, we are from the west or southwest of Nigeria. However, we are originally the people of Israel, Jerusalem. So on this channel, this platform, we always talking, anything we talk about, we come from the scripture, because the Bible says, when any man speak, let him speak as the oracle of God. Okay, we don't speak our own opinion. We don't speak our own mind. We're going according to what it is written. This is why Christ, the black Messiah, always says, don't you know it is written? And what is written is written. So on this platform, we are strict, going exactly what the Lord has already spoken and given his prophet to write down. We always go into the oracle of the Most High God, which is known as the Holy Bible. Though we do repeat it, the Bible is not the book of all nations. Okay? The Bible is not the book of Christianity. The Bible is only for the people of Israel, written by the people of Israel, for the people of Israel, okay, the Jews. And according to the Bible, they are dark-skinned men. Okay? Because the Bible is the business plan of the Most High God that deal with orders and rules and regulation. This is why we call it the law, the book of the law of the Most High God. And when we talk about law, it's going into politics. Okay? But the Bible is the righteous politics, not the politics they are playing on this planet Earth today. Because in your parliament or in the House of Senate, or what? They write laws. Those are the policies. And the Bible also is about the laws and the ways of the Most High God, do's and don'ts. Okay? And the Holy Bible is the heritage of the children of Israel, the generation of heaven, living on this planet Earth. On the topic for discussion today, the royal family of England and the British Fulani government of Nigeria. And this is the end of terrorism on the indigenous people of Nigeria, who are Israelites, excluding the Fulanis. That is the topic of today. We could see, this is the map of Nigeria. In Nigeria, we have a lot of tribes. We see to the west of Nigeria, we have Benin, Republic of Benin. They too, they are Israelites. A majority, they are Yorubas. Okay, there's a place in Republic of Benin, which is known as Owida. Owida is just what we say is French word for Judah. Just like in Nigeria and Yoruba land, when we hear a Judah, which is just the word for Judah. And on the west also, and on the east of Nigeria, we have Cameroon. And Cameroon, it seems the capital, is it Yaoundé? Okay, because you can see this Yaoundé. Okay? Yah, it's coming from Yahweh. It's probably, they might be Judahite also. And in the north, we have Niger, which the French people will call Niger. But we in Nigeria, we call it Niger, okay? Though in Niger, they speak French. They were colonized by the French people. So we can see the map of Nigeria, how it was carved out. Now we know Nigeria is known with a vast population of land and seaside, rivers, ocean, with a lot of mineral resources, creek, you see. And we have the maritime transport, you know, which the other international companies can do business with Nigeria, coming with a fleet of ships, okay? We see the landscape of Nigeria. We see the greenery of Nigeria. We see waterfalls. And with this, we can see this is a land that is blessed with a lot of natural resources. Okay? And we know they do call Nigeria then before the giant in the sun. The giant in the sun. Okay? This has a meaning. But Nigeria is no more giant in the sun today. And we can see in these images here put up, we can see the logo of Shell, because Shell is one of the companies that destroyed Nigeria, okay, by stealing crude oil, and it's being supported by British government, the BP, okay. So we can see those images, but we can see down below how the Shell and British Petroleum, they destroy some areas in South Nigeria, okay? We can see a village where this crude oil has been taken. There's no infrastructure there for the people. The people has been exploited for more than 30, 40 years or 60 years to say. And this is not behind the United Kingdom, because United Kingdom is only for what they want to grab from the nation. This is why there was this civil war in 1967 to 1970, where about 5 million Biafrans were killed, you know, during the war by the British government. Although we're going to watch some videos, right? We're going to watch some videos and see this is Professor Patrice Lumumba. I would say he's a Pan-Africanist, but once he speaks, he's always speaking knowledge, but not according to the scripture. Okay? But he's bold enough to speak what some other African professors who studied here in Europe or in America cannot say. Let's listen to him.
And this great Nigeria is at ease. Tell me. The answer is she is not. And I dare say that as long as Nigeria is not at ease, Africa will never be at ease. If Africa wants...
If Nigeria is not at ease, Africa will never be at ease. There's a reason why it's said that, and we know that. This is why Nigeria is the main focus of the Europeans, the British, America, and the European government. Okay? Nigeria is their focus. Why? Because the tribe of Judah, the Yorubas, they are there in Nigeria, and to the west is the Republic of Benin, which they are mostly Judaite also.
To be at ease, Africa, Nigeria must be at ease. She is the largest economy in Africa. She has a population of over nearly 200 million people. She is represented in every sector. If you want the best engineers in the continent, they are Nigerians. If you want the best doctors, they are Nigerians. If you want good lawyers, they are Nigerians. If you want good people, they are Nigerians. But also, if you want Yahoo boys, they are Nigerians.
What does it mean by Yahoo boys? Okay, those are boys they call 419. They call them scammers, but I don't blame them, okay? Because if they do it to the Europeans, the white man who came to steal, they are not scammers, because the Europeans came to scam us, first with what? With religion, Christianity, then with their democracy, okay? So we know there's a lot of guys, very intelligent young guys in Nigeria, because the poverty of the nation has moved them to be a scammer. So if the British government and the Western world, they take their hand off us, okay, we will do the right thing.
A friend of mine once told me that if you go to any part of the world and you do not find a Nigeria, leave that place, because there is nothing to do there. As long as Nigeria is not at...
Okay, so we just listened to the professor. He said some facts, okay, which are very vital to us today, okay, who the Nigerians are, okay? Because when we say Nigeria, Nigeria is a given name by the West, by the British government. We are indigenous people, the Yorubas, the Hausas, the Igbos, the Kanuris, the Ijos, okay, and many more. But however, Fulani is not our people. Fulanis are parasites living among us, and these are the people the British government are using in this present day to bring instability, insecurity in Nigeria. Okay, so who are these indigenous people of Nigeria that they are so great? The indigenous people of Nigeria are predominantly the biblical Israelites, excluding the Fulanis. A majority of the Israelites migrated into West Africa, into West Coast of Africa, to join with their Israelite brothers, the Igbos, the Yorubas, and the Ashanti. When Jerusalem fell into the hand of the Romans, today we call them the Caucassians, in 70 AD. Moreover, the Caucasian race, who are biblically the biological brother of the Israelites from Isaac, their father who had two sons, Jacob and Esau. And Jacob was chosen, and Esau, the so-called white race, since had hatred for Jacob, that is the children of Israel, and his descendant, Esau, who later became a nation known as the Edomites, now we call them the Caucasian race, had always had a plan of genociding the children of Jacob. And Yoruba, Judah, is the head of all the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. So let's go into this video. Let's see what we can grab from about the people of Nigeria. Let's look at this video.
Thousands of people with severe fungus infections say putting these two common household spices on their nails at bedtime has been working like crazy. Top medical doctor is currently helping thousands who are suffering from
tribes in Nigeria and the states they can be found. There are about 371 tribes in Nigeria, and among the largest include Hausa, Fulani, Yoruba, Igbo, Ijaw, Kanuri, Tiv, Ibibio, Efik, Isoko, and Anang. Other tribes, apart from the one listed, constitute a smaller percentage of the total number of people from all the tribes. Hausa, Yoruba, and Igbo make up about 70% of the population of Nigeria. Hausa is the largest tribe in Nigeria, making up about 29% of the population. They are known for raising cattle, growing crops, and trading. The tribe practices Islam as the main religion. They most occupy the towns and villages in northern Nigeria, southern parts of Niger, west end of Chad Republic, and some African countries. In recent times, due to the close similarities between the cultures and lifestyle of Hausa and Fulani, they are often regarded as Hausa Fulani. The Yoruba tribe acts about 20.
So, when we say Hausa Fulani, there's a contradiction there. The Hausas are Israelites. The Fulanis are not Israelites. The Fulanis, no, they are from the ancient Assyrian Empire. Okay, because this was Usman Danfodio, the fathers of the Fulanis, migrated into Nigeria. Okay? Before he migrated, the Jews, the Israelites, have been living in Nigeria. Even they was not called Nigerian then, because in that location, we have been living there. So the Fulanis are intruders.
1% of Nigerian population, the second most influential ethnic groups among all the tribes in Nigeria. Their religion are Christianity and Islam, but some still practices element of ancestral religion. Inhabit the southwestern and part of the north-central Nigeria, but also live in other countries in West Africa, including Benin, Togo, Ghana, and surprisingly the Caribbean. It is one of the major tribes in Nigeria with about 18% of the total population. They were from the Irin Kingdom, which happens to be the oldest kingdom in Nigeria. Geographically, the Igbo land occupies the southeastern Nigeria. Igbos are predominantly Christians, while in some areas or villages it has become mixed with their local religion.
Does it because in Nigeria the three main groups is the Yorubas, the Igbos, the Hausas. Okay, as I said before, the Hausa and Fulani, they are not the same people; they are different. Fulani is not one of our people. Okay, Fulani is not one of our people. So we know what is going on in Nigeria today. The Fulani, what are they doing? They kidnapping the indigenous people, okay, stealing their land, raping, and they do a lot of evil things on the real indigenous people, and the government of Nigeria do nothing about that. So that alone is just to show us, to let us know that why is only the Fulani is killing everybody? Every other indigenous people want to take over the land, and the government is not doing nothing concerning that. So there's a problem going on there, no? So let's watch one other video about the let's see. About the natural resources in Nigeria. How buoyant, how blessed is the country they call Nigeria. Okay.
Selected Tesco fire pit products are now 2 for £8 with your club card or app. That's dinner sorted.
Enjoy the flight you got on booking.com.
Comfy?
Very.
Go ahead and spit.
What?
And we're in sync.
Holiday dreaming again? Find the perfect flight for you. Booking.com, booking.
Yeah.
Treasures. Nigeria is enriched with abundance of natural resources, also known as mineral resources. Discover treasures. Nigeria is enriched with abundance of natural resources, also known as mineral resources. They can be found in all the 36 states of the nation. Apart from oil and gas, most of the other resources found in the country have not really been fully explored. The abundance of these resources is a big plus for Nigeria and her people, because the exploration of these resources can add enormously to the progress of the nation. This article looks at all natural resources in Nigeria, their locations and their uses. While Nigerians may complain of hard economy, the country is sitting on abundance of natural resources that, if tapped, can bring growth and economic relief. As a Nigerian, you can be able to explore some of these resources. As a foreign investor, you can explore these resources. What are natural resources? Natural resources are materials or substances occurring in nature which can be exploited for economic gain. According to Oxford Dictionary, they are nature-given substances that are found in the earth and are very beneficial for economic growth. A good example is oil and gas, which can be found all over the Niger Delta in Nigeria and has been sustaining the Nigerian economy for decades. Natural resources in Nigeria and their locations. Below are the natural resources in Nigeria. 1. Gold. Gold is one of the most lucrative mineral resources in the world. It is very much in demand the world over. Very useful and important to the global economy. Gold is certainly one of the most valuable natural resources in Nigeria. Uses of gold. Gold can be used for the following purposes: dentistry and medicine. Money, finance, e.g. gold coins. Electronics and computers. Medals and statues. Jewelry. Glassmaking. Aerospace. Computers. Where to find gold in Nigeria? Below are the states you can find gold in Nigeria: Abia, Abuja, Bauchi, Ebonyi, Edo, Kaduna, Kebbi, Kwara, Niger, Osun, Oyo, Sokoto, Zamfara. 2. Oil and gas. Oil and gas is the backbone of the Nigerian economy. It is one of the most important resources in the world. There are many uses of oil and gas. It is very important for industries, for homes and every economy. Oil and gas is the most valuable natural resources in Nigeria. Uses of oil and gas. Below are the uses of oil and gas: petrol, gasoline, residual fuel oil, lubricants, heating oil, diesel fuel, jet fuel, propane, asphalt, kerosene, still gas, hydrocarbon gas liquids, HGL, aviation petrol. Where to find oil and gas in Nigeria? Oil and gas can be found in the following states in Nigeria: Abia, Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, Delta, Edo, Imo, Cross River, Ondo. Rivers. 3. Bitumen. Bitumen is a black viscous mixture of hydrocarbons obtained naturally. It can also be obtained through petroleum distillation, and it is sometimes called asphalt. There are so many uses of bitumen, from engineering to agriculture. Nigeria has the second largest deposit of bitumen in the world, spanning approximately 120 kilometers. Uses of bitumen. Bitumen are used for the following: constructions of roads, runways and platforms. Waterproofing to prevent water seepage. Roofing. Sealing and insulating. Soundproofing. Shoe soles. Soil stabilization. Disinfectants. Explosives. Canal lining to prevent erosion. Where to find bitumen? Bitumen can be found in the following states in Nigeria: Edo, Lagos, Ogun, Ondo. 4. Coal. Coal is a hard rock which is mostly carbon but includes other elements like hydrogen, sulfur, oxygen and nitrogen. It is very useful to the world in many ways. The estimate of coal in Enugu state alone is 3 billion tons. Uses of coal. Below are the uses of coal. Electricity generation. Production of steel. Cement manufacturing. Gasification and liquefaction. Domestic use. Where to find coal in Nigeria? You can find coal in the following states in Nigeria: Bauchi, Benue, Enugu, Nasarawa, Ondo, Plateau, Zamfara. 5. Iron ore. Iron ore are minerals or rocks that metallic iron are extracted from, mostly for economic reasons. As you may know, iron is very important and useful to the world. There are over 3 billion tons.
That is just 5 remaining of natural mineral resources we do have in Nigeria, okay? But we see the reason why the British government doesn't want to leave Nigeria alone, okay? There's a reason why the British government doesn't want Nigeria to separate. This is why they're supporting the terrorism in Nigeria. Okay? Impact of the royal family and terrorism on the indigenous people of Nigeria. The royal family of England benefited more than the other European nations from the slavery of the children of Israel. And I said before, the people in Nigeria and west coast of Africa, we are the Israelites, excluding the Fulanis. We have to always say that because it's very important. The Fulanis are not our people. They are not Israelites. They came, as a virus to come and live among us, okay? Just with the name of Wudeko Usman Danfodio was their father that came among the Awusas. This is why today some people say Awusa Fulani. We have to distinguish between the Awusas and the Fulanis. They are 2 different types of people. The Awusas are Israelites from the tribe of Asher. Okay? The British government amalgamated the Southern Protectorate and the Northern Protectorate together in 1914, and for 100 years, who is today Nigeria so-called. However, before the expiration of the 100 years of the contraction, the British Fulani government of Nigeria came up with the 1999 Constitution to entrap the indigenous people of Nigeria, who are the Israelites, for everlasting slavery. Because this is why there's a problem in Nigeria. This is why there's this Biafra nation, Yoruba nation, and saying that no, we don't want to work with the 1999 Constitution. Okay? So, enslaving the children of Israel, this has been the plan of the so-called white race. Because the so-called white race, they are Esau according to the Bible. And when they had the opportunity was during slavery. And all this is documented in the oracle of the Most High God. Okay? That was when they had the upper hand to destroy the children of Israel. Let's go to the book of Isaiah chapter 18. Isaiah chapter 18, verse 1 to 2. Woe to the land shadowing with wings. Woe means destruction, which is beyond the rivers of Ethiopia. So from Sudan, go to Gambia, okay? That is behind beyond the rivers of Ethiopia. Okay, because God knows that in the latter days, this is where his children will be. This is where the Europeans came and the Arabs came to take us into slavery. But we're talking about the Europeans now. The European came in 1619. Okay, however, the Portuguese came first. Okay, in a way, but they came in mass was in 1619. Woe to the land shadowing with wings, which is beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, that sendeth ambassador by the sea, even the vessel of bulrushes upon the water, saying, Go ye swift messengers. Now he is now talking about Esau, because they are the messenger also of God on the left-hand side. According to the book of Psalm 17 from verse 12, 13, and 14. Okay? Upon the water, saying, Go you swift messengers to a nation scattered and peeled, to a people terrible from their beginning. Why does it say people terrible? So we are the sons of God, okay, but we fell going to the philosophies of the other nation, marrying other nation. Okay, this is where you hear the fallen angels in the book of Genesis chapter 4. A nation scattered and peeled because we've scattered to all nations. Okay, even during the time of the apostles. This is why Paul would say a letter to the Corinthians, letter to the Galatians, letter to the Romans, because we are scattered. Okay? To a people terrible from their beginning, here too, a nation meted out and trodden down. A nation meted, a nation that God has said, okay, yeah, we are going to pay for what? For all our wickedness, for not keeping the laws of the Most High God. You see, because God said to a people terrible from their beginning. We also, the children of Israel, the majority of us, we are wicked. We hate the laws of the Most High God. Okay? Whose land the rivers have spoiled? Who is that rivers that spoiled us? Who is that rivers? Rivers talk about people that destroy the children of Israel. Let's go to Psalm 144. Psalm 144 and verse 7. Psalm 144 verse 7. Send thine hand from above, read me and deliver me out of a great waters. Okay, what is that water? A river. Okay, from the hand of strange children. Okay, who are those strange children? That is the children of Esau, because they are strange to the Most High God. Whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is the right hand of falsehood. Okay, when a white man shake you, black man, you better don't take handshake from the white man, because it's going to snare you. You see? So let's go to Isaiah chapter 10. Isaiah chapter 10 from verse 5. O Assyrian, who are the Assyrian now? The ancient Assyrian are the Fulanis, but now is a title for who? For Esau, for Britain, for United Kingdom. Because who came to take us into slavery? But with sheep in 1619. The so-called white race. Now God is calling them Assyrian, because now Assyrian became a title for the British. Okay, O Assyrian, the rod of my anger. Didn't I say Psalm 17 verse 13 say, King David said, O Lord, deliver me from their sword. Okay, that is, O Assyrian, the rod of my anger, and the staff in their hand is my indignation. I will send him against an hypocritical nation. So we are hypocritical because we are also terrible. We hate the law. Some of us hate the laws of the Most High God. Okay? And against the people of my wrath will I give him a charge to take the spoil. Okay? We became a prey to the so-called white man, even to this very day. But we thank the Most High God. Most High God put a time to the time of our slavery, the end of the time of our slavery. Now we are at the end of our slavery, from the hand of the so-called white race. Okay? Otherwise, if the Most High did not put an end to, a time to it, the white man want to enslave us forever. I will send him against an hypocritical nation and against the people of my wrath. Will I give him a charge to take the spoil and to take the prey and to tread them down like the mire of the street? Howbeit he meaneth not so, neither doth his heart think so, but it is in his heart to destroy and cut off nations, not a few. You know, it's in his heart to cut off nations. Okay? This is why I put this video, the image here. To cut off nations, not a few. The reduction of the world population is an act of terrorism and genocide. The Georgia Guidestone. On this stone is in Georgia in America. The so-called white people want to reduce the world population to 500 million, I believe, right? 500 million. But thank God, the Most High has destroyed the Georgia Guidestone, because it is in the mind of the so-called white man especially to destroy the children of Israel. Okay? So, let's read the book of Joel. Joel chapter 1, verse 5. Awake, you drunkard, and weep and howl, all you drinkers of wine. What is that wine there? It's just philosophies of this word. Because of the new wine, for it is cut off from your mouth. For a nation is come up upon my land. Okay? It came to West Africa. Okay? Because West Africa is the Israel in transition. When we read Revelation chapter 12, the woman fled into the wilderness. Okay? For a nation is come up upon my land, strong and without number, whose teeth are the teeth of a lion, and he had the teeth of a great lion. You see? And that is when these white people, especially United Kingdom, all of them came to Africa to take us into slavery from 1619. This is why the book of John chapter 10, verse 10 tells us, the thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill. Who is the thief? The so-called white man. The Queen and the King of England. Those bastards. They are the what? They are the thief. This is why Christ said, the thief cometh not but for to steal. Who is stealing our natural resources in Africa? In west coast of Africa? Forget whether it's British, French, American, German. All of them came from one father, Esau. Forget whether they call themselves American Caucasian, Australian Caucasian, or German Caucasian, British Caucasian. All of them derive from one father, and all of them have one motive. Okay, to steal, to kill, and to rob. That is the motive of all the so-called white men that came to our habitation. Okay? You know, the thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. This is why what they're doing now, they're using the Fulanis. Because the Fulani is the face of the white man in Nigeria. This is when we go to Psalm 83. Let me go to Psalm 83. We will see it there. Assyrian. This is Ashur. Psalm 83. It said, from verse 3, it said, from verse 2, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. Who is all the other nations, they hate the Most High God. Why? Because God said, only Israel have I known. I have chosen you to be my people. So the all nation, they hate the children of Israel, the so-called black man, woman, and children, Hispanic, and the Native American. We are the Israelites, we are the people of God. Because if you see, we are the people that have been impoverished to a point. Even when we go to where's this country in South America, what's this country? Haiti? What's this country that America has destroyed now? I've forgotten the name. You know, even Haiti, you know, they are from the tribe of Levite. Okay? So we see, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against the heathen ones. How did they consult against the heathen ones? We are the heathen ones, because most of our people don't have the knowledge that we are the Israelites no more. So they consulted against us to come and destroy us with what? With their international policies and their laws. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, non-nations. Okay? That is nation of Israel. They know we are the Israel. This is why they said that the name of Israel may be no more in their remembrance. When we tell our people now, say, we are the Israelites, they say, no, they are those pale-faced people in Israel, they are Israel. Because the name of Israel is no more in our remembrance. However, the Most High said in the book of Jeremiah 17, verse 9, he said, you shall discontinue from the heritage that I gave you. This is what is happening to us in these last days. Okay? That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederated against thee. What is that confederation? G7, G10, okay, NATO, okay, all of them came together. The tabernacle of Edom. Edom is the so-called white man. And the Ishmaelites, the Arabs, the Moab, the Chinese, and the Agarins, the part of the Africans, the Egyptians, Asian Egyptians, want some of their children, or Somalians, the Ethiopians. Okay? So let's go back to the book of John. John chapter 10, verse 10. Said, the thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill. And the thief, according to the Bible, the chief thief on the planet is Esau. Okay? It's there in the book of, when we read the book of Obadiah chapter 1. When we go to the book of Job chapter 20, okay, they cry after them as thief. Even let me go there. The book of Job chapter 20. Let me see. Is it 21? Oh, sorry, Job chapter 30 is chapter 30, if I'm not mistaken. Job chapter 30, verse 5. They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief. Okay? Then King David and the Israelites then we drove the white people away to dwell in the cleft of the valley, in caves of the earth, and in the rocks, among the bushes, and they break under the nettles. They were gathered together. They were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were viler than the earth. And now I am their son, yea, I am their byword. Is it not us now they call monkeys? They call different names. They call us African. They call us Nigerian, Caribbeans. Those are bywords. Now they change the table around. Okay? And they love making grievous laws. Okay? They use their laws to entrap. Okay? This is why we have the Constitution, 1999 Constitution. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 10. Isaiah chapter 10. Isaiah chapter 10. and verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. That's a God said destruction to those who make those type of laws. You see? And who are those making those type of law? It's the so-called white man, because it's in the power of their hand. They make international policies to destroy nations. What is that nation they want to destroy? The children of Israel. This is how they come to take our natural resources. Okay? To turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless. This is why they are robbing us. They make their international policies. This is what the white man is using to steal nations, to rob and to kill. Okay? Micah chapter 2. Micah chapter 2 and verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand, because they have the power to write laws in their parliament. Okay? Once they say, okay, how can we destroy these black people? Okay, let us go and make another law, like the hate speech. Because the Hebrew Israelites are on the corner of the street, we're speaking out all the crimes, all the atrocities of Esau, the so-called white man. Now they say it is hate speech. Now they want to make section 4. You see? Because it's in the power of your hand. But God said destruction is coming upon you, white man, woman, and children. And they covered fields and take them by violence. That is terrorism. They are the chief terror on the planet. What does it mean they covered field? It's so easy. The Native Americans who are from the Northern Kingdom, okay? The Native Indians in America, how did the white man call himself America? After they killed 77 millions of the Native Americans, and you say now you are Americans. You kill our people, the people of South Africa, you say South African. You kill the people of where they call the Aborigine in Australia, you say now you are Australians. Huh? You kill the native in Brazil, you say you are Brazilians. You kill the people in Argentina, you say you are Argentines. Is this not what you're planning to do in West Africa now? Huh? As I'm talking to you, the British government, the American government, the French government, they are killing where? In what? In Burkina Faso, in Mali, in Niger, in Chad, in Cameroon. Now they are in Nigeria. And they covered fields and take them by violence, and houses, and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. Now they take people's heritage. We are the rebreed. The Yorubas, the tribe of Judah, established Britain and Europe. Now they call themselves British, European. Hardly they call themselves Europeans, but they call themselves Germans. They call themselves French. No, they call themselves Belgian, Scandinavians. You see, after they've stolen the land. Because what? And they covered field and take them by violence. So who is the terrorist on the planet? Is the so-called white man, the king now, the king of England? You and your mother, you are a great terrorist. Okay? You know the deal. You know what is coming, what awaits you. King Slave Charles III of England. You know what is coming for you. You know it, right? Okay, let's watch another video about the wickedness of the so-called royal family, of wickedness. Because when we talk about racism, or when we talk about terrorism. It's the white man that is behind every terrorism on the planet. Let's listen to this. Sorry,
I used to work 9 to 5, but what made me a millionaire was working a few minutes every day at 5 to 9. Let me show you how. Sure, you're making money doing what you do, but when it comes to becoming wealthy, I'm sure you've figured out that the odds are pretty much stacked against you. If you work for a company, look, they want your time as cheaply as they possibly can.
The British monarchy stems from
the death of Queen Elizabeth II, the longest reigning monarch in British history.
You might have heard, the Queen is dead and the world is in mourning.
Really quite surprised at how emotional I felt, actually.
Sort of like a numb, empty feeling.
Take down the bunting from the Jubilee, paint it black and, respectfully, hang it up again. But respect doesn't have to mean reverence, even if she was a bit like the nations now. Many people find it hard to overlook the fact that the global significance and power of the British monarchy stems from the enslavement and exploitation of people of colour. As the world remembers the most iconic moments from the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, it's important to give equal attention to the human cost that made it possible.
Royal Empires of Dirt, a show about how British monarchs got rich at the expense of everyone else.
If you look past the corgis, the coins, and the ceramic commemorative tap, you'll find that the royal family is a bona fide financial empire. Working out its exact value isn't easy because, like any half-decent financial empire, it goes to great lengths to obscure it. In early 2021, an investigation found that the Queen successfully lobbied Parliament to keep her private wealth hidden from the public. But last year, Forbes estimated that the headline value of the royal family's holdings was worth more than $28 billion. That includes Buckingham Palace, the Crown Jewels, huge areas of land across the UK, and some prime London real estate. The late Queen and Prince Charles did pay some voluntarily, but the British monarch is exempt from paying.
So we see, from that documentary, we see that they got their riches from what? From shady business, okay? There's a lot of things they did. The Opium War, okay? With the China, okay? And what they did in Afghanistan, Opium War, you know, because everything, and their richness is what is being gotten by what? Through crime. Okay? By exploiting other nations. And they don't care to go to any extent that people are dying, and they don't care, they just want to get what they think is belong to them. How long will this have to continue? That is something. How long does it have to continue? Okay? That is, we want somebody, Christ have to come, the Black Messiah, to liberate us and free us from the oppressor. Okay? And who is the chief oppressor on the planet? We know it's the white man. They are the terrorists, but now they are saying Biafra is a terrorist group. They created most of all this terror organization. Okay? Now we have in Nigeria, we have ISIS. That is ISWAP. We have Boko Haram. We have the Fulani bandit. Now, which is going on in Nigeria. Who brought them into Nigeria? It's the British government and American government. Okay? Let's listen to this video again. Because who created all this terrorist group? Because they created...
Don't let toxins build up in your body. Try this new Smart Patch instead. It draws out built-up chemicals in the most bizarre way possible. When we saw it on Facebook, we thought it was bullshit. But when we dug deeper, the science actually made sense. Each foot pad contains powerful herbs used by ancient people that can reduce swelling, boost energy, and allow your body to detoxify. The technology has existed since ancient Japan and has improved using modern-day techniques to concentrate the formula into a small, easy-to-use foot patch.
The so-called democratic rebels, you know, they are very, very numerous in this international hotel saloon.
Can you tell me where ISIS is in Hama or Homs? Can you name the locations?
I am not going to name every spot because you don't know.
No, I just asked you two spots.
No, I'm sorry. You don't know at the same time where they are because they move.
I just spoke
rapidly.
To the rebels in northern Hama this morning.
Okay.
Who did you speak to this morning?
Were you there? No, you had a phone call from somebody who tells what he wants to tell you.
As the U.S. government confirmed.
As well as the U.S. government, I don't trust the U.S. government.
Oh, but you trust the Syrian government, do you?
I don't trust the Syrian either. What I do is
well, what you just said is exactly propaganda coming out of Damascus.
If you want to speak alone, you speak alone, but you are not going to say the truth. The truth.
Well, no, I'm hearing lies. This is why I'm speaking against them.
The truth is that for the 5 years, you know, we have been told in France and in Europe we are going to get rid of Bashar. You know, in this Syrian army, you have 80% of the Sunnites. Secondly, there are all the Christian minority who support this regime. Of course, he has got opponents, but those opponents, they are mainly al-Nusra, bound to al-Qaeda, and the Islamic State. So there is no surprise
Assad and
that
the Islamic State have been ignoring each other, according to Jane's defense, as of June 2014.
You Americans have created the
This
Islamic
is a British
State.
firm I'm quoting now.
Well, okay. The Islamic State
We
has been
created the
created
Islamic State?
by the American policy, the fundings that
Bashar al-Assad's Mukhabarat was sending jihadists into Iraq to blow up American soldiers for 8 years.
Very simple.
Okay,
we have a devil to combat.
Yes, his name is Bashar al-Assad, sir.
No.
I think you should rename your organization the Friends of Assad Delegation of French Parliament.
By saying that.
Into Iraq to blow up American soldiers for 8 years.
Very simple. We have a devil to combat.
Yes, his name is Bashar al-Assad, sir.
No.
I think you should rename your organization the Friends of Assad Delegation of French Parliament.
By saying that.
Yeah, that's it. We heard from that video, right? You know, because the Americans created ISIS. Even what's it called? So we see from the man from Syria, you know, they said it, okay, that America, you know, which is still the same thing as the British, there's no difference, okay, created ISIS, Al-Qaeda, okay, Al-Qaeda, ISIS is coming from Al-Qaeda, okay, so just like what the people in Somalia, what is the name of their terrorist group? They was also created by the Americans and the British. Okay, so now who is the terrorist? That is the question I'm asking. The white race is the chief terrorist on the planet. They terrorize nations with their international policies to destroy nations and steal land and natural mineral resources and impoverish the indigenous people of the land. The indigenous people of Nigeria, the British Fulani government impoverished them to the point they're asking for self-determination and the realization of their individual nations. Self-determination cannot be classified as a terrorist movement, okay? Because the British government, now they're trying to call Biafran a terrorist movement, which later they want to call the Yoruba nation. Okay, there's a saying in Yoruba, once a week, katomole amoloko, because this is why I read the book of John, chapter 10, verse 10. The thief only came to steal, to rob, and to destroy. That is the nature of the so-called white man, the white race. So, the Biafra nation is not a terrorist movement, but they have the right to defend their land from any attack and kidnapping. So also the Yoruba nation movement has the right to defend their own territory from bandits and intruders if the federal government is not up to the task of protecting their lives and property. So this is according to international law. Okay, yeah. What is the main motive of the so-called white man? Esau, the white man, Esau's strategy to destroy the children of Israel. Okay, and he used his international policies, okay, to do what? To terrorize the vulnerable people. We read Daniel 8, chapter 8, verse 25. And through his policies, what are his policies? These international laws. Also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, because he has used his international policies, okay, because he has no natural resources. The so-called white man, they have no natural mineral resources in their land. But what natural resources they have is lies, and that is they created policies, okay, to make international laws, okay, and to go and destroy nation, okay, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. When we say, okay, yeah, they want to bring peace. Now I could remember during the time of President Goodluck Jonathan, when there was this Chibo girls, when Boko Haram kidnapped them. Then the American government said they will help Nigeria, okay, in a way to track the Boko Haram and recover those girls, those that was kidnapped by the Boko Haram. Then they showed on TV when the American brought their gadget, their intelligence, why they were in Nigeria, okay? The insurgents and the Boko Haram, they became more powerful. We didn't see, they didn't recover those girls. You see? They will come in a way that they want to bring peace, they want to bring solution, but they are coming to plant themselves more in the land. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, who is the king of princes, is Christ Yahweh, but he shall be broken without hand. What does it mean he shall be broken without hand? See the economy of the so-called white man now. Physical war is not going on, but because of their lies, coronavirus, okay, climate change, global warming, energy crisis, Russian-Ukraine war. No, this is why their economy is going down, and it's going down so fast, because with their lies and governance over God's heritage, they love to rule over the children of Israel. We can read Isaiah 14, chapter 12 to 17, Ezekiel 28, verse 1 to 10. Okay? But if you want to read read from the oracle of the Most High God, I will advise you read from the book of the Bible they call King James KJV Bible 1611. Okay? Because once you are reading from another Bible, it will give you different understanding, because they've changed so many words in it. Okay? And they use replacement strategies, media, education, religion, and politics. Okay? And this is an act of terror. Okay? Because when you say you are at war with a race of people or with a people, it's not only when you carry gun and you say you are at war with people. To be at war with people also is by what? Is by destroying them mentally, okay, with laws, with rules and regulations, with religion. We were destroyed with Christianity, okay? Then also with international organization, United Nations Organization, World Health Organization, African Union, European Union, International Criminal Law, World Trade Organization, IMF, International Monetary Fund, World Bank, International Telecommunication Union, NGOs. Okay? This is what I call terrorism. They use their organization to terrorize the vulnerable people, because they have acquired wealth by deceit, with their international policies. This is how the white man acquire wealth. Okay? New World Order agenda, which I've spoken about, global warming, climate change, rumors of war, fake Russian-Ukraine war, China-Taiwan crisis, North Korea, South Korea, and Japan crisis, conflict 19. Esau, the so-called white race, is the wicked. This is why God tells us in the book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. Let's read it. The book of Job, chapter 9, Job, the book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given in the hand of the wicked. Okay? The rulership of this planet is given in the hand of the wicked. And who is the wicked? The so-called white man, Esau. When we go to the book of Malachi chapter 1, verse 2 to 3, he's the wicked according to the Bible. It is that same Satan that deceived Eve, that came to deceive Christ, Yahweh, in the book of Matthew, that he take him to the highest pinnacle and say, okay, bow to him, that the whole earth has been given to him. If Christ should bow to him, then we give the whole earth to Christ. And Christ said, no, he will only bow to the Most High God. Okay? I just paraphrase. You can go into the scripture and check it. Okay? If the Obadiah 1:5, if the thief came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his eating things sought out? Because he's a terrorist. Okay? He's a terrorist. Let's just look what is the definition of a terrorist. Okay?
The so-called democratic rebels, they are very, very numerous in this.
Terrorism.
Okay? The unlawful use of violence and intimidation, especially against civilians in the pursuit of political aims. Okay? Is it not all the attribute of the so-called white man? That's it. So let's go into the Britannica definition. Okay, definition of terrorism. Definition of terrorism are usually complex and controversial, and because of the inherent ferocity and violence of terrorism, the term in its popular usage has developed an intense stigma. Okay, it was first coined in the 1790s. Okay, let's see. Wait, there's something I want to read out here. I picked something here before. Let me see. Terrorism, the calculated use of violence to create a general climate of fear in a population. That is terror. You can terrorize people with your law. You can terrorize people with your ammunition, with your gun, that you are a superpower. Okay? And thereby to bring about the particular political objective. Terrorism has been practiced by political organizations with both rightist and leftist objectives, by nationalistic and religious groups, by revolutionaries, and even by state institutions such as army, intelligence services, and police. Okay, when we say religious group, because when we say religion, okay, because Christianity is a terrorism upon the children of Israel, just like Islam or any other religion. Okay, because it is when they came to Africa and they say, okay, yeah, we are missionaries. Okay, don't worship your God of your ancestors, but we come with white Jesus. One hand with Bible, one hand with sword. And if you don't take the white Jesus we give to you, we're going to slaughter you. Okay? This is what the British government did. They are the chief terrorists on the planet. Because the word is so sweet in the mouth of the so-called white race. So we can read the scriptures, man. Psalm 50. Okay, yeah, let me, Obadiah chapter 1, verse 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought out? Okay, we can see, you know, no matter how you cover a smoke, okay, one day we still, burst out. That is like the character of a human being. So the characteristic of Esau is open. It's only those who have eyes can see it. Okay? He has put forth his hand against such as be at peace with him. He has broken his covenant. When you sign treaty with the so-called white man, he will break everything. The word of his mouth are smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were he drawn sword. You don't listen to whatever the white man has ever says. He will come with sweet word, but is at war with you, so-called black man, woman, and children. Though Job 20:12, though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue, he will hide it, he will talk so sweet, so calmly. Though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth, yet his meat in his bowels is torn, it is the guard of herbs within him. When they took us into slavery, they first of all came as a missionary to study us, when the colonizers, because later they came to colonize again, because when slavery stopped, okay, then they came with missionary to say they are missionaries. Okay, you see? But war is in their heart. So the royal family and the British Fulani government are the terrorists in Nigeria. There's no doubt about it. Now we can see, we know the game the British government is playing in Nigeria, using the Fulanis, okay? Of the abundance of natural mineral resources, the British government made Nigeria unsecure for the indigenous people just because they want the natural resources, and most havoc is affecting the lives of the vulnerable people who are being killed and murdered hundreds by terrorist groups known as Fulani bandits, Boko Haram, ISWAP, and none of these criminals had been convicted by the Fulani British government. Ever since Biafra and the Yoruba nation are asking for their own nations, the Fulani British government intensified the attack and kidnapping, such as the leader of the Biafra movement, leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and exiling and sending Chief Sunday Adeyemo of the Yoruba Nation movement into Cotonou on exile. So this is the work of the British government. The Fulani leadership are the cabal the British government are using. Though I wanted to read something, I forgot. It seems I didn't read it that time. Because the Fulanis are the ancient Assyrian. Ashur has joined with them. Let me go back to Psalm 83. It seems I didn't read it up to that level. Psalm 83. Psalm 83. The tabernacle of Edom, the so-called white race, and Ishmael, the Moab, and Agarins, and the Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, those people call themselves Jewish today, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Verse 8 is the key. Ashur is joined with them. Ashur are the Fulanis. Psalm 83 verse 8, Ashur are the Fulanis, the Assyrian Empire. Hoping the children of Lot, all of them they came together to say, okay, let us destroy the children of Israel. With that, I say, Shalom, peace, Uriel, peace be unto you. So, till next time again, Shalom.